All right, now, one of the amazing things about the interview with Donald Trump last week, I should say, is that within an hour of me releasing excerpts from that interview last Tuesday, all right, 6 days ago, the government of Mexico asked for a meeting with Secretary of State Pompeo within an hour of me releasing the transcripts. And it was all because of what President Trump said about the drug cartels. Roll tape. The Mexican drug cartels kill more than 100,000 Americans every year by the importation of dangerous narcotics.
Right.
Are you going to designate those cartels in Mexico as terror groups and start hitting them with drones and things like that?
I don't want to say what I'm going to do, but they will be designated. I don't say what I want to do. I've already offered Mexico. I like the president very much. I actually get along with this president much, much better than the previous president. And in theory, this president has socialistic tendencies, but I think he's a very good man. But I've actually offered him to let us go in and clean it out. And he so far has rejected the offer.
Well, big shootout on Sunday, yesterday. 21 killed just south of Eagle Pass, Texas, 35 miles south in a small town, Villa Union. So Mexico is on notice now that the United States government under President Trump is not going to allow much more of the drug cartels' violence and importation of narcotics. I hope the president carries through. Mexico City does not want this. They don't want the Yankees, us, blowing the hell out of the drug cartels because it makes them look weak and bad. But I don't see any other solution. Now, Elizabeth Warren is going down in the polls. All right, so she's got to do something next week in the debate. I don't know what it would be. And the reason she's going down is that anybody paying attention knows the woman's just blowing hot air. Talk about global warming. It's just hot air coming out of that. Because she can't pass a wealth tax, and she can't seize private property, and she can't pay for all the stuff she's promising to give everybody. It's impossible. And the reason I know this is that there is a part of the Constitution that says the federal government is prohibited from imposing direct taxes, except for income tax, without distributing the money among the states according to population. So if Warren did the wealth tax, she'd have to give the money to all 50 states, divide it up. California get the most, Delaware get the least. Okay, so this is in the Constitution. Everybody knows this in Washington. If it ever passed, which it wouldn't if any Republicans control either house, okay, it's going to go right to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's going, no. Because the founders knew that despots, all right, and people with dictatorial tendencies, and I'm not putting those labels on Warren. I think she's just a kook economically. But if you had a very shrewd guy, maybe Huey Long in Louisiana, populist guy, he could say, you know what? I'm going to seize all the rich people's stuff and give it out to you. And vote for me. That's what I'm going to do. That's pretty much what Sanders and Warren are promising now. I'm going to take all their stuff now. Sanders and Warren are saying that. They're saying we'd take a portion. Okay? The founders knew politicians could do that and might win because most people don't have a lot. And they might vote for a guy and take all the money from the Carnegies and the Rockefellers and the Roosevelts, and then give it out. So they put this in. The federal government can't seize property, and money is property. President Trump is on his way back, may be back now, because we taped this broadcast a little bit earlier from London and the NATO situation. Always interesting when President Trump meets with foreign leaders. There's always controversy because the president's not a phony. He acts the same way in London than he acts in Washington, and that causes kind of problems. I got one soundbite that sets the tone. Roll it.
Have you had a video of Prime Minister Trudeau talking about you last night?
Well, he's two-faced.
Do you think that Germany's too naive?
And honestly, with Trudeau, he's a nice guy. I find him to be a very nice guy. But, you know, the truth is that I called him out on the fact that he's not paying 2%, and I guess he's not very happy about it.
Okay, so that's what it is. President Trump is furious, has been furious ever since he decided to run for president, that the United States spends, I don't know, hundreds of billions of dollars? Have to be. Defending the world. We're in Korea, we're in Germany, we pay NATO's bills, we're in Afghanistan, we're in Iraq, we're in Syria. He thinks it's just crazy and that we're being ripped off. So Germany is the worst offender in NATO, only pays 1.23% of its gross national product. It's supposed to pay 2%. Germany's a wealthy country, so they're hosing us. Canada, same thing. Canada's a wealthy country, paying 1.23%. Britain pays more than 2%. 2% is a litmus test. You're supposed to pay 2% of your GDP to NATO for the defense, common defense. Britain does a good job. France, close to 2%. USA, 3.4%. Far and away. Double the closest, which is Great Britain. So again, you know, it's our tax money. We're $23 trillion in debt. And so President Trump's going around the world saying you got to pay up. Is that wrong? I don't think so. Liberal press hates it, tries to denigrate him. He didn't hold a press conference before he came back. He was supposed to. He canceled it. Politico, Trump-hating website. He didn't do it because he was afraid of X, Y, and Z. He didn't do it because the other leaders, and I understand it, were saying, geez, you know, can we get a word in here? It was just Trump. Not his fault. Not the president's fault. It's the press asking him questions. He's the star. Angela Merkel? Come on. Nobody wants to hear from her. Macron? Well, a little bit. Justin up there in Canada? A little. But Trump, yes. So lead story on everybody's newscast is that Nancy Pelosi says that the House will refer articles of impeachment to the Senate. All right. So I watched the speaker today. You know, it's hard for me. I don't know her. I've spoken to her once at the White House. She had no blanket idea who I was. And this was when I was on The Factor. So it's hard for me to categorize her, so I won't even try. But here's what she said. Go.
This has absolutely nothing to do with politics. It isn't about politics, partisanship, Democrats and Republicans. That's totally insignificant. It's about the Constitution of the United States, the oath of office we take to protect and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. It's about the president not honoring his oath of office.
Oh, so there's no political component to this, right, Madam Speaker? Oh, I'd say about 4 minutes later, 4 minutes, this happened.
Do you hate the president, Madam Speaker? Because
I don't hate anybody.
Representative Collins, the reason I asked.
You don't hate anybody, not anybody in the world. So don't accuse me.
I did not accuse you.
You did.
I asked a question.
You did. And
Representative Collins yesterday suggested that the Democrats are doing this simply because they don't like the
I
guy.
have nothing to do with it. Let me just say this.
I think it's an important
I
point.
think the president is a coward when it comes to helping our kids who are afraid of gun violence. I think he is cruel when he doesn't deal with helping our dreamers, of which we're very proud. I think he's in denial about the about the climate crisis.
Oh, but that's not political, is it? No. If a Democratic president had done what Donald Trump did, that is, call the president of Ukraine and say to him, we'd like you to cooperate in a corruption investigation with our Justice Department. do me a favor, do the right thing, whatever it may be. If the Democratic president had done that, do you think there'd be impeachment? You think Nancy Pelosi would be all upset about a violation of the Constitution? Do you really? Come on.